Welcome, guys. Glad to be back. Glad you're here to join me to listen. To any new subscribers, welcome. Thank you for liking, sharing, even commenting. Even though now I know my comments are turned off, but I just want to say thank you for joining me, being here with me, sending you guys positive love, light, and energy. Before I get started on the movie review, there's a particular couple, and they do music. One of them is like laid back, but this is a business arrangement because the one that is laid back has been dealing with somebody for years. They were put together so the other half of the relationship, the person in the relationship, could be noticed, could be put out there on the forefront. And there's this series that came on, it was a few years back, called The Arrangement. And I want to say it was either on ETV or Bravo, I'm not for sure. But it helps you to how Hollywood works with these types of relationships. They're business arrangements. They're not real relationships. The movie review I'm doing is a movie that's called The Vigilante, and it's on Amazon Prime. It stars Olivia Wilde, Chelsea Dylan, Betsy Adam, C.J. Wilson, Chuck Cooper, Tanya Patano, and Morgan Spector. Forgive me if I'm saying their names wrong. For me, vigilante, my meaning of vigilante is somebody fighting the bad people, or fighting for people. Not that they are weak, but helping, being of service to other people that are being attacked in any way, abuse, being robbed, being raped. To me, that's a vigilante, serving justice. When I read the description of the movie, that's what got me interested, because like I said, it gave me the impression that it was someone that was being in service to others, or finding healing, or trying to heal after their own trauma. So they serve other people, like avenge other people. And this movie is based around abuse, physical abuse. At the beginning of the movie, you see Sadie. She's played by Olivia Wilde. She's listening to a video where it's telling her how to switch up her look, to change her identity, and she does the minimum, which is kind of a good thing because your eyes only perceive what you see. So if anybody was looking for her, say some control freak who's an abuser, or the police, they're only going off a description of what they see, off of what people have described her as, not what she actually looked like. She was powerful. She had confidence. She was hungry for justice, her own retribution. In the first scenes of the movie, you'll see her sitting in the living room, and there's a woman in a living room of this lady's house, and the lady's arm is in a sling. You'll see her meet her husband at the door, take his coat. He goes into the living room where Sadie is, and Sadie begins her conversation by telling him he's going to leave, and he's going to leave his wife so much money. And as she's doing it, talking to this man, she's walking up on him. So he gets up out of his seat, and he's bigger than her. But he didn't see what was coming. It was like a blitz attack. She gave him a throat shot, so that threw him off guard. So when the next scene came back, you could pretty much tell the ass whooping this man took, because his face was bloody and his shirt. And she had him signing over or transferring money to his wife. And at that moment, Spirit was like, he's destitute, and you could tell he was defeated. He had no more fight in him. And also that what he had done to his wife for so long, he felt that pain. You know what I'm saying? He felt that disrespect and disregard himself after Sadie whooped his ass. And once he was leaving out the door, the way he was walking, he was defeated. It was over for him. But the wife, she was surprised but elated at the same time that this was no longer a part of her life. And if I'm not mistaken, he wasn't just abusing her; he was abusing the kids as well. And I think that kind of done something to Sadie because of her own situation. Um, and when you're in those type of situations, people in your community know what's going on. Because some of them may be experiencing it themselves, and a lot of people don't like to get involved because they don't feel like it's their business, or they've experienced things where they got involved and it didn't turn out well for the person that was being abused, or it didn't turn out well for them. So I can kind of understand that level of thinking, you know. But let's just stand in prayer and encouragement and support for anybody that's going through anything like that. And I also got the impression too, as the movie went on, that by the end of the movie, Sadie would face her own demon, her own abuser. And there was a quote that I liked that tied into the movie and Sadie's sense of being, you know. And then they had a domestic violence group that Sadie was a part of, and I got the what Spirit said, that Sadie was a part of that group, not only for her healing, but also to avenge the women that were a part of that group. And God bless the groups and the shelters that provide that hope and healing and freedom for so many of them that have been overly oppressed by an abuser, men and women. It's abuse regardless what type of abuse it is, what your sex is. It's traumatizing nonetheless. And we need more people like that. And Sadie telling her story to the group, it was heartbreaking, and it made me angry, because how can you be that loveless and that heartless to want to possess somebody that bad, to where you would totally, you would break their heart, or really rip their heart out, because they no longer wanted to be with you. You'll see what I mean by that statement if you watch the movie, because this man was a total piece of shit. He was crazy. He was schizophrenic, and her husband is played by a guy named Morgan Spector. And I found the way she used the death of these abuse victims, when she said it's a massacre, it was very profound. Because it really is. You have people dying every day, every hour, because somebody is controlling, obsessed, a bully. They cannot maintain themselves, and it's like they want to be looked at as a god. And I just find that so pathetic. God bless the people that are enduring this, and may, your spirit guides and ancestors step in to help you in some way. May you find strength in calling on them, and God bless you, honey. God bless any of you. God be there to protect you. That's my prayer for you all. You'll see in one part of the movie too, Sadie was looking for her husband, because after he did what he did, when you listen to her story, her husband went off grid, and she was looking for him, because she'll tell you, and you'll hear her say in the movie how they used to go on survival camping trips. So she knew all about how to hunt and how to live off grid. And in one part of the movie, you'll see her in her camping gear. I think she was looking for him. So it was inevitable that they meet up. She was determined to find this man. She was determined to end her own pain, her own nightmare that he had caused, her own trauma. So when she finally did come face to face with him, he caught her off guard. And you'll see the scene where he has her tied to a chair. And you'll see that this man is really off his fucking rocker. Excuse my language, guys. But Sadie wanted that. That's the vibe I got. She wanted that. And she had planned for that. And I got the impression, too, that she let fear take over when she finally came face to face with him. But she knew what she had to do. While he had her tied to the chair, Sadie was digging a razor or some sharp instrument out of the back of her hand. Now you gotta be a cold piece of work to, to do something like that. But that was smart because it gave her, that was her plan to get out of that, where he had her bound to that chair. She got loose. She got loose, and she got loose from him. But before she could escape, I think he broke her arm because he stomped down on her arm. Sadie was still scared of this man, but she knew that she had to do something because he had caused so much trauma in her life and took the one thing from her that she loved and loved her back. Because, see, he didn't love her. He was obsessed with her. He wanted to possess her. But Sadie was so hell-bent on finding this man and doing away with him. And this man was a piece of shit, guys. He was really a piece of shit. And you'll see why I say that, and for somebody to be that loveless, that scares me. I never want to be face to face with anybody that does not have a heart and is that black and cold hearted. But when Sadie finally got her retribution, and ended up killing her husband, she left him on the side of the road naked. And to me, that shows some type of empathy. Because for me, I would have buried his ass in the woods and left him there to rot. And I get a point to law enforcement because they didn't even waste any money investigating this man's death. So, that was very fitting. Very fitting. The movie overall was good because it was emotional. It made me angry, and it made me have sympathy and empathy for the women, because there was one woman that was telling her story in the movie. It was hard to listen to, but some of us, we've dealt with abuse, grew up with abuse, but just to hear how some people have to live on a daily basis. You couldn't even imagine it, and it's like it makes. And I'm not making light of it, but it makes what I'm not even gonna make light of that shit. It's just heartbreaking to hear, and we all must be mindful of who we allow to participate in our life. So I just want to say I'm in prayer with anybody dealing with anything, abuse in any form, depression, a person who doesn't have hope. I'm sending positive vibes, love, and light your way, and may whatever you're enduring be a rebirth to the greater purpose that is your life. We are all valued, and with positive energy, we are all sending you we're all sending you positive energy out here. So to you, I say, let your spirit step in, let your ancestors stomp the yard. God is here. They are our advocates in front of Him. They plead our case in front of Him, so they are there for us. So I'm just asking you guys, if you know anybody in a situation, just pray for them. Send them some love. Be supportive. Be encouraging. Be a listening ear. Even be a shoulder to cry on. Because we all need that. The way the things are in this world, we all need somebody that's going to stand with us, be there for us at any time with anything that we're going through, guys. I thank you for listening. I thank you for coming to my channel. I hope you're enjoying it. I have more to come. And this is Moments in the Box. Love you guys and have a good week.